Hey everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at the Able Carry Max EDC Backpack. And I was really excited when I saw that this was coming out because I was a big fan of the larger 30-liter version of this bag. Absolutely love the build quality, the comfort. It's a very popular minimal travel bag option. I featured it in a couple of the comparison videos that I've done over the past year. And my main thought after using it was, I really wish that they just had a slightly smaller version that could work for everyday carry. And then of course, Able Carry came out with this edition that I've now had a chance to use over the past month, and in this video I'm going to be talking about what it's been like to test it. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how it compares to some of the other similar bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the overall aesthetic, the appearance here is very much in line with Able Carry's other bags, particularly the Max Backpack, which I'm a big fan of. I really like the interesting mixture that Able Carry has, where the bags are kind of techy and sleek, but they're still rugged. They have some webbing, attachment points along the exterior, there's plenty of functionality, pocketing, but it doesn't feel overwhelmingly outdoorsy or tactical or anything like that. So it's a versatile appearance that, is pretty unique. It's going to blend in very well into an urban setting for commuting, for, exploring a city. Definitely a great travel bag and something that I could also see myself taking into the outdoors. As far as the materials, the bag feels really solidly built. Able Carry always uses some very premium fabrics. The version that I have here is X-Pack, which I'm a big fan of. It's going to offer plenty of durability and weather resistance in particular. And then I also really like the texture that X-Pack provides to the exterior of the bag. It matches up well with Able Carry's aesthetic and the green kind of olive colorway that I have here. So, it feels like everything on the inside is going to be well protected from the elements. And then beyond that, you have just very nice materials all around the bag as far as the handles, the webbing, the attachment points, and the very smooth working YKK zippers. Continuing along the outside of the bag, the setup here is going to feel pretty similar to the Max Backpack, so you still have the very comfortable and durable feeling handles, one on the side, one at the top. These have this very premium feeling, kind of seatbelt like fabric, reinforced attachment points here. And so this is going to be great for picking the bag up off the ground, placing it into an overhead storage compartment, carrying it like a brief if you don't want to wear it on your back. And I like that they don't come out too much, so it still maintains a pretty sleek look overall. And then near the handles and along the exterior, you have these attachment points here that are going to pair great with a carabiner. You can attach your hero clip on some of these. And so I always like the added flexibility that these provide to allow you to carry extra stuff that maybe you don't want to put inside of the bag. So you have them on the handle, you have additional attachment points on both sides. You have some at the bottom as well here on the corners. And so lots of different ways to kind of just clip things on, bike lights. And then at the bottom of the bag, you have Able Carry's A-frame system. So there's webbing here. It does have loops that you can use to attach stuff. But mainly this helps prevent the bag from sagging, which is one of the things that Able Carry is known for. It feels great. It looks good. And then on the branding front, Able Carry keeps things pretty minimal. You just have the one label here on the side. As far as the front of the bag, and if you have the black version, then it's really going to blend in there, but even with the green colorway, it doesn't stand out too much. And then the last thing I'll mention while we're on the exterior is that the bag can stand up well on its own, but it's been fairly inconsistent. You can see it leans quite a bit, so most of the time I've ended up leaning it up against the wall when I want to access the compartments. And so your mileage may vary with that, but it's not going to have, that really flat, sturdy bottom that allows some bags to stand up very consistently on its own. As far as the capacity, the bag comes in at about 25 liters, which I was really excited about. As I've mentioned in other videos, this is kind of a sweet spot size for me, as it can work well for EDC without feeling overwhelmingly bulky, but it still has a little bit of extra space for longer days, for minimal travel. I really loved the Max Backpack, the original one that came in at 30 liters, but it just always felt a little too tall for everyday usage for my liking. I could do it, but this definitely feels a little bit better to me. That's where I noticed the biggest difference in the size is on the height. And I have some shots here of this backpack compared to not only the Max Backpack, but also Able Carry's Daily Plus, which comes in at about 21 liters. So you can get a sense of the differences there. And you know, this is not a small or super slim bag. I mean, when you pack this out, it can hold an impressive amount. It'll start to feel a little bit larger. So that's something that you'll want to keep in mind if you are, you know, eyeing using this as a personal item. It can still work, but you know, it can start to feel just a little bit larger than some of the other 25-liter bags that have slightly different layouts. So it didn't feel that much smaller than the Max as I originally thought that it would, but I still think that this works much better as an EDC bag, and it's something that even when it's packed out feels like I'll be able to use for, you know, commuting by bike, navigating crowded areas, jumping on public transit, or going into the outdoors. Moving into the harness system, so far the bag has been really comfortable to wear. Able Carry has some of the best harnesses on the market. I sometimes feel like I take their straps for granted, and so absolutely love the padding that's used here. This EVA closed foam feels very robust, supportive, but still really soft. On the inside, you have this breathable fabric to help prevent moisture from building up, and then the straps also have a nice width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders when it's a little bit more packed out. And then at the top, you have a little loop here that's going to be good for hanging the bag up when it's not in use. You have a Hypalon attachment point so you can hang your sunglasses, clip on a bike light, additional accessories. And then one nice addition here, same as what was seen on Able Carry's 13 backpack, is that you do have a little pocket that's going to be a good spot to store maybe a transit card. And so great to have that there. And you also have an adjustable and removable sternum strap to help distribute the weight. It's got the magnetic buckle to quickly allow you to release it. Not the same one that's on the 13 backpack, but still works well. You have some strap management here to keep things looking a little bit tidier. And then as far as the back paneling, this has also felt very, very comfortable. Same type of padding that we saw on the straps, well distributed throughout the back. Nice bit of breathability on the fabric. And then also with the elevation that's provided here, you have this air channel that's going to provide you with that ventilation while you're walking around throughout the day. So even as I've been wearing this for longer periods of time, the bag has felt great. And then at the bottom of the bag, you do have the ability to add a waist belt that's sold separately from the bag. In case you want a little bit of extra support, this can start to feel a little bit heavier as you load it out. It can hold a good bit of stuff. For me, with this size of bag, I prefer to not use a waist belt, so I was happy that it wasn't actually built into the bag. But great that you have the option to use it if you need it. And then the last thing that I'll mention while we're on the back is that you have a nice luggage pass-through that's going to allow you to rest this on a suitcase while traveling to save some weight on your back. Jumping into the organizational options, the pocketing here is fairly similar to what was seen on the original Max backpack. So you have a nice variety of pockets all throughout. There are some slight updates. So starting off on the side, you still have the very nice quick access zippered pocket by the handle. I really like this, as when you're carrying the bag, you have an easy pocket to access. This is where I'll typically have my sunglasses, as it does have a good bit of volume, so I can just throw those in there. I might toss in my AirPods, and then on the inside here, you do have a little elastic divider pocket to provide some separation, which is nice. But for me, it's just great to have this space that comes up enough to be able to handle something a little bit bulkier, like those sunglasses with their case. And at the moment, I also have a little tether here with a clip that's going to be a great spot for your keys or a multi-tool. One of the things that I like about Able Carry's system is that you can actually loosen this up, and then you have these types of attachment points in different pockets of the bag, so you can configure it in the way that makes the most sense for where you want to access your keys. On the other side of the bag, you have a larger zippered pocket that's meant to be able to hold a water bottle. And so this is similar to what was seen on the Max backpack. And this type of pocket is something that I'm really coming around to more and more, as I like the flexibility that it provides. You can use it for water bottles, or because it zips up, you can use it for pouches, for chargers, for just a lot of different stuff. And it does keep it separate from the main area of the bag. It does take up some volume from the main space, so that's kind of the trade-off, but the amount of space that's provided works well. I currently have a 26-ounce Yeti Rambler, and you can see that slid in there very easily. So even with the main area pretty packed out, I can fit it in there. It's not super tight either, so I could put something a little bit larger if I wanted to. You also have kind of a gusset here, so if you leave it open, your water bottle's not gonna spill out accidentally. So, really nice amount of space. And then beyond that, on the inside, you can get a look. You can see how much that starts to kind of go in. So when we get into the main area, I'll show the volume, but still really nice implementation here. Very quick and easy to get my water bottle or whatever I have in here when I need to. And then at the back of the bag, near the harness, you have a hidden zippered pocket, which is going to be a nice spot to place something a little bit more sensitive. This is where I will typically have field notes notebook, but I'll probably store, a wallet, some extra cash, maybe a passport, because it's close to my back, and just, the zipper, you can kind of tuck it away here. It's not obvious that there's anything even there. The one thing I like to mention with these pockets is that I wouldn't put anything too bulky here, because I can kind of start to feel it pressing up against my back, but still nice bit of space for any of those sensitive items. On the front of the bag, you have a larger zippered pocket, and the implementation here has been updated a little bit from the previous version of the Max Backpack. And so the cool thing with this pocket is that it's designed in a way that allows it to expand outwardly to give you a little bit more of a secondary storage space, so that you're not having to place everything into the main compartment. So you have this really tall zipper here, and you actually have two zipper pulls, so you can open it from any direction depending on where you have these. If you want to treat it like a duffel bag, you can. And so I've kind of been playing around with different configurations for the zippers, but great to see that you do have that. And then just a good bit of space here when you place the bag down on its back. You can reach in, grab whatever you need. And so pretty open space here, works well with my modular setup. So I have, my alpaca admin pouch in here that fits in there. And then I have a packable rain jacket. And I also have the Lockbee pouch that I've been testing out for a while now. Really like that. And now you can get a better look at the inside. This is just a great bit of space if you're using this as a gym bag. You can place your pair of shoes in here, change of clothes for travel. This is definitely where my toiletries and jacket for the flight and things like that would go, or extra pair of shoes. And then on the inside, you do have a zippered pocket on one side to give you some separation, so that it's not just a large bucket of space here. And at the moment, I have my nail clipper set as well as a deck of playing cards. But it's a pretty flexible open compartment, a nice feeling material here, pretty stretchy. And then, you can see how much this starts to come up depending on what you place into the bag. And then when it's not as full, you can kind of just push it down, and then it doesn't look as bulky. So you can see the volume here, the little, I know this is a gusset or how you want to call it, but I like the implementation of this. I think the added flexibility just makes the bag that much more versatile. And then on the back, you have the tech area. So this is going to have the laptop sleeve. You have two zipper pulls here. You do have the ability to lock them if you need to. And it might have been nice to see an aqua guard on the zipper here. You have the reverse coil zipper, so you do have some protection. But for the laptop area, that's something that I definitely like to see. But very smooth opening zipper, very easy to get in and out. And then this should be able to hold a 15 or 16-inch laptop very comfortably. Currently what I have here is my 14-inch MacBook Pro. And you can see there's leftover space here, good padding on both sides, and it is pulled up off the bottom of the ground. So I feel comfortable placing my bag down and not having to worry about my laptop getting damaged. And on the back here, you have a zipper that allows you to access the frame sheet if you need to. And so I'll go ahead and pull my device out now. It slides out effortlessly, so while traveling, that's always a great benefit. Now with this compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside, and then no sort of fleece lining here, but it does come up a decent amount. So if you happen to have a thicker device or you want to use a case with your laptop, it should be able to handle it well. Another thing to call out here is that you don't have any sort of a dedicated tablet sleeve in this pocket. This is mainly for the laptop. And so with the amount of padding that's offered here and the fact that it's pulled up, it feels like my device is going to be very well protected while I'm on the go. And then another nice thing here in this area is that you have another zippered compartment with a good bit of volume. I really love this. It's almost like a secondary quick access pocket. You have the one on the side, and then you have this one at the top, which is with the laptop area. So my tendency is to treat this as kind of a tech area, but with the volume that's included here, I could toss in my sunglasses, or maybe a larger pair of headphones could squeeze in here. At the moment, I have a couple of cables, retractable USB-C, retractable HDMI, and then you have some slip pockets on the back that have this nice soft elastic material. So I have my Apple Magic Mouse, my AirPods fit in here, and then I also have a lightning cable and wall brick to charge my tablet and my phone. And then the last area that we're going to be taking a look at is the main compartment. This has pretty much a clamshell style opening. The zippers on this one lock as well. And so you can get a nice clear view of everything that's on the inside, pack it out. I like that this has a lighter lining, so you don't have kind of that dark cavernous feeling, plenty of visibility. And then again, 25 liters of space, very easily able to handle the more modular setup that I tend to use for my day-to-day. And so diving into what I currently have here at the top, I have my DJI Mavic Mini with its hard shell case. I have my Beats Studio wireless headphones, which are typically a little bit bulkier. I have the Evergood Civic Access pouch, 1 liter and half liter. And then this is also able to handle the Civic Access pouch, 2 liter. So those are the mixture of pouches that I tend to have with me. They fit very comfortably in here. And so now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. I like that it's an open, simpler layout, which allows it to also work well for minimal travel. If I wanted to toss in a packing cube, a dop kit, an extra pair of shoes, I would definitely be able to use this for a longer weekend trip, maybe even longer if I was traveling a little bit more minimally. And then on the inside, you do have a little bit of organization. So you have a nice soft sleeve on the back, good elastic material here. This could work as maybe a tablet sleeve if you wanted it to. Or another place to separate out some clothes, notebook, something like that. And on the side, you have an additional slip pocket, which will be great for something a little bit taller. Maybe an umbrella if you want to pack it away, or some of those taller pouches that I have. The Evergood Civic Access pouch half liter could actually fit in there very, very comfortably because of that elasticity. It works, but it would kind of press up against the outer quick access pocket. So, you know, kind of have to think through how you want to organize things, but great to have that there. And then on the other side, this is where that water bottle pocket that I showed earlier starts to come in. So if I place the water bottle back inside, you can see that it does take up some of that volume, but you know, plenty of leftover space for your other items. And then if you're not using it, it kind of just slides out of the way. So, you know, I really like the flexibility there. And then on the lid for the compartment, you have a couple of additional zippered mesh pockets. One on the bottom has this kind of clear mesh here that allow you to see the items that are on the inside. Still very high quality feeling. Good bit of volume, so you can place, you know, probably a charging brick in here, or some toiletries, medicines, and then at the top, another zippered quick access pocket. I really like the amount of volume that this provides. This is a really spacious pocket, more than I would have anticipated. And so great to see that here on the inside. You have yet another place to kind of tether the key loop if you wanted to. And then I have my GoPro in here, as well as a headlamp. And even with those items in there, I could have placed additional things. There was definitely leftover capacity. So really like the amount of space that's offered in this main area and the layout, both in the main area and throughout the rest of the bag. This is something that has kind of stood the test of time with the Max Backpack. I've been using that for a long time. Absolutely love it. I've featured it on many videos. And now with the release of this, you know, slightly more compact version and some of the other tweaks that were made to the layout, you know, it just transforms it into an even more versatile bag, in my opinion. It's been great to use. And, you know, if you're looking for something that's going to be really durable, very comfortable, and that's going to offer a nice amount of space and organization for pretty much any use case, and it's going to be a great option to take a look at. And so to wrap up, it's been a great experience testing out the Able Carry Max EDC Backpack over the past month. You can currently purchase this on the company's site. At the time of filming, I don't have the finalized pricing. My guess is it's going to come in at around $250 to $300 based on some of the pricing for Able Carry's other bags, particularly if they're releasing it in X-Pack. Cordura usually is a little bit less, but in general, Able Carry's bags feel like they're around that price range. They're in a more premium range, but you do get a really solidly built bag with a nice feature set, and this is definitely going to compare well against some of the other similar bags in this price range. And so as I was testing this out, the first bag this made me think of is Able Carry's Daily Plus backpack, which is one of their newer bags that I've really enjoyed using. That one has Able Carry's, you know, really sleek, techie vibe, but it's got a more minimal layout. It comes in at about 21 liters, so a great daily carry size. It's going to be smaller than this. It's a top-loading bag. It's got, you know, quick access pocket, a dedicated area for your water bottle that's internal, kind of like the way that it was done on this bag here. It's got a laptop sleeve that's suspended and well padded in the main area. Pretty simple layout in general, but a very comfortable harness system, great build quality. And if you're, you know, like Able Carry's materials, if you like their style, but you want something that's just a little bit more EDC focused and simpler, then that's gonna be a fantastic option to take a look at. The next bag this made me think of is the Black Emperor Citadel R3, which is another really great tech and everyday carry bag. Like Able Carry, Black Emperor uses some really interesting weather-resistant fabrics, great build quality, it's got a comfortable harness system, clamshell style opening, a nice organizational layout that's a little bit different than this, and that one also has a more minimal or sleek aesthetic, whereas Able Carries to me can sometimes feel a little bit like it has a slightly tactical vibe. It's still very techy, but it just feels more rugged than Black Emperor's bag. So if you want something sleeker that's still gonna offer a pretty similar layout, or that's gonna offer multiple sizes, because the Citadel R3 does come in a smaller 18-liter size and a 25-liter size. So, you know, if you want something weather resistant, durable, and tech friendly, that's gonna be a great option to take a look at. Another bag this made me think of is the Air City Pack Pro, which has been one of my favorite tech and everyday carry bags for a while now. I'm always a big fan of Air's modern, sleek aesthetic. I really like the organizational layout that they offer. Lots of pocketing for all of your tech and everyday essentials. Clamshell style opening, dedicated and well padded laptop compartment, external water bottle pocket, very comfortable harness systems. And so, you know, just checking off a lot of the same boxes as this one here. It comes in at about 24 liters. It feels more compact than this bag. So if you're looking for something that still offers a pretty versatile size, but that feels a little smaller and that's also gonna provide some extra organizational options, then that's gonna be a great option to check out. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Evergood CTB26, which continues to be one of my all-time favorite bags. Just checks off so many of the boxes for what I typically look for out of my backpacks. Clamshell style opening at 26 liters. It's pretty similar in size to this, so it can work for minimal travel. It's a little bit of a larger EDC, but it can still work. They've also released the CTB20, which you can hopefully pre-order soon. I'm hoping to feature that on the channel at some point. And then you have the dual external water bottle pockets, the luggage pass-through, dedicated, well padded and suspended laptop compartment, and the organizational layout is just one of my favorites. All of the pockets are so well thought out. And so, you know, if you're looking for something kind of like this one in a similar size range and with this type of versatility, but that's gonna offer a more subdued crossover type aesthetic, and that's gonna be one of the best options that you can take a look at. With that being said, the Able Carry Max EDC Backpack holds up very well against all those options and is one of the best new releases of the year. I've really enjoyed using this one, and if you're looking for something that's gonna offer tons of comfort and durability with a nice organizational layout, then this is gonna be an excellent option to take a look at. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the Max EDC Backpack and how it compares to some of the other popular tech and everyday carry bags that are currently on the market. And if there's any similar options that you think that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank Able Carry for sending the bag for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.